Hi, Henk Akkermans here, Supply Chain Dynamics, Chapter 12, Collaborative KPIs, Sysdea Gameplay 13, sooner start of the Collaborative KPI regime. So this was a big crisis and it led to a heroic save. And once again, like in Chapter 11, we can ask ourselves, could this have been prevented? What if from the beginning a more collaborative relationship between the IT outsourcing party and the IT company would have been established? What would things be better? Well, and of course we can see that again. Suppose that we do have a collaborative KPI here, and we have it after 1 month. What would have happened? And you can see it around here. You can see that the trust of the supplier in the buyer is pretty stable. The trust of the buyer in the supplier is pretty stable. IT system quality is pretty stable at a high level. In fact, it becomes even higher. And many of the expected revenues for the supplier go up. The costs go down. Room for investment is there. So it's heaven. And this then again brings the question of managers as heroes or as hazards. If from the beginning this relationship would not have been set up as a winner's curse, as a cost drive only, would things not have been better? Just to emphasize it a little bit more, suppose that we had indeed a bigger quality gap initially, but with the right incentives from the beginning. You see, it's the same story. There's more work to be done, but there's money and willingness to do the IT work, and so the situation is saved. So this notion of a collaborative relationship between the IT outsourcing party and the IT outsourcer, and the IT company, yeah, it's really logical because you get this virtuous cycle rather than a vicious cycle, and that makes it all the more strange that in practice you see so very little of it, or perhaps when it's happening we just don't hear about it. Anyway, the simulation makes it really understand what for many people is something that involves hundreds of people, several years, hundreds of millions of investments and hundreds of IT systems. So perhaps we do see this so much simplified that the answer becomes quite simple. Well, but that was the purpose of this course, wasn't it?